Hey! Mic check, check 1 2. Okay, let's do this shit.
Hello, just wanted to say I'm holding this mic the entire video, but the audio I was recording while filming got corrupted shortly after I finished recording, so don't be fooled. The audio is going to be like crap, but it's still a good quality video. Enjoy.
I always get so nervous when I haven't filmed a video in a long time. Okay, hi guys, it's Erlane. Welcome to another video. It's been a while, but when have I ever been consistent? And as we all know, this year's Coachella just passed, and I watched mad videos of people talking about it, commentating it, whether it be roasting outfits or just talking about the festival as a whole, because a lot of crap went down. And with all the opinions I saw, there seems to be a unanimous thought process of just how much Coachella has kind of fell off, and it made me think of just in general how online influencers have cheapened the celebrity world as a whole. Usually when we think of Coachella, I think now more than ever you associate it with just influencers, because those are the people who go the most and make the vlogs and do all this other stuff to let the whole entire world know and make sure that the whole world knows that they're going to Coachella, rather than like the mainstream celebrities that used to go before the Coachella hype began online. What was once kind of a lifestyle or status that I feel like was sought after by a lot of regular people like you and me, even if it meant you were a D or C list celebrity, the hype and exclusivity around just being a celebrity, being a part of that world and that realm of the industry has very much lost its lure over the past few years. And now more than ever, people are finally realizing that. And not just you and I, but like the influencers and the celebrities themselves also realize this. So I kind of wanted to do a little bit of an analysis. A bitch very much did put in like research low-key and like academic articles and journals, because I'm actually about to be done with school and I'm still researching like I've got a damn paper to write. But before we start, this video is partnered with our friends over at Rose Forever New York. As I mentioned plenty of times before in multiple videos, Rose Forever is a New York-based rose company that launched in 2019 and specializes in curating luxury rose boxes that are all preserved with natural oils handpicked by the best of the best, and are natural roses that are guaranteed to last at least a year. There's so many options to choose from on this site. They have regular cardboard boxes, they have suede velvet boxes and crystal boxes, marble boxes. Both the roses and the boxes come in endless colors and options of shapes and size, and all of the materials are 100% vegan and cruelty free. Oh, and they're allergen free. I get it's springtime, so if you're at the bottom of the food chain, don't worry, these roses will not make you sneeze all day. And I'm especially including them in this video because Mother's Day is coming up. I'm pretty sure I'm posting this on the 1st or 2nd of May. Mother's Day is May 8th. So if you're looking for a gift for your mom, your sister, or even if it's a man, you know, I think these are great gifts for them. I gave my mom a box for her birthday, but I'm gonna be giving her these this time around. I picked out the crystal box this time. It comes with 9 white ivory roses, and it actually comes with a drawer. My mom recently put a bunch of like crystal organizing things in her bathroom, so I figured this would match for her to put on her sink, and she can put stuff in the little drawer. So I think that's so cute and I think she's gonna love them. They literally last, honestly, in my opinion, longer than a year, but guaranteed at least a year. And like I said, there's endless options of how many roses you can get per box, so I usually always get the 9, but you can get super huge bouquets or super tiny ones, all ranging in very affordable prices for what you're getting offered. But if you want even more of a discount, they obviously are hooking us up with a code. Use code Erlane25 at checkout for $25 off your order. No minimum, no exceptions, just $25 off for the heck of it. So whether it be for Mother's Day or if it's just a gift you want to give to someone or even gift for yourself, I highly recommend you check out Rose Forever New York. I actually love them so much, and I'm sure you will too. So as always, thank you to Rose Forever New York for sponsoring the channel, showing some love, and I hope you guys can show them some love too. I will have them in the first link in the description along with the code, once again, Erlane25 for $25 off of your order. With all that said, now we can get into the video. So I don't know about you guys, but I first heard about Coachella in 2014, 2015. I was definitely a child who was chronically online. To this day, YouTube is still one of my #1 platforms. I watch YouTube more than I watch Netflix, more than I watch, past tense, cable TV. So being on YouTube and then in turn, I guess, interacting with these influencers on social media and seeing them on other platforms, if there's one thing I knew for a fact, is that Coachella was the place to be during the summer. I know technically it's in the spring, but let's just say summer because because they're in the damn desert anyway. Suddenly your existence was equivalent to solid gold if you were able to get a picture at Coachella, go there, buy a ticket, have the freshest fit in the land, surrounded by not only just other online influencers that were super hyped up, but actual celebrities that decided to go too, seeing all your favorite artists all in one place, all in the name of suffering from dehydration, just for a good photo op or video vlog, you know? And once 2016 hit, that's when you saw it being completely taken over by influencers, pretty much. I feel like before it was just mainly celebrities, like mainstream and A-listers that you would see there, but now all you saw were Viners, YouTubers, and Instagram models just completely taking over and making the top of those best dressed online lists and being the faces of cover headlines related to the festival. This year's 2022, however, like I said earlier, I feel like a lot of influencers realized their place as influencers, and with the mess that was the festival and that other thing, Revolve Fest, that was going on, it was very much a humbling self-awareness experience that made them realize that people do not care about them anymore, and we as commoners, I'll use that phrase for just the regular people, also do not care about the influencers, and they don't have as much hype or lore around them in their lifestyle anymore. Lauren Giraldo posted a TikTok that went viral of her showing the differences between influencers' outfits and celebrities who attended the festival's outfits.
So I'm noticing that this is how influencers dress for Coachella. Lots of time and effort put into these looks. Like my outfit today took hours to put together. Lots of care and attention to detail to make sure it's perfect. And this is how the A-listers show up. Look at Kylie and Hailey. Very easy, effortless, leather and jeans. Here's what Kendall wore. Like, is this the tea? I think that's the tea.
And the celebrities were wearing very toned down, like jeans and crop top, like super simple toned down outfits, while influencers were trying to pull the most extravagant pieces. I remember I saw Ricky Thompson wore like a full leather outfit with like shoulder pads and a jacket in like 95-degree weather in the desert. And when you compare what influencers look like and do compared to more mainstream A-lister celebrities, when they're not even doing the most to be loud and be seen, it makes you as an influencer look very cheap and tacky and try hard. And I think both mainstream celebrities and A-listers and online influencers recognize that, because more and more do you see commoners not really caring about either of them, and then you see mainstream celebrities and A-listers trying to subdue themselves or distance themselves from being associated with these online influencers, being very loud with their endeavors and all that they do. I remember people would literally like say that they would start buying clothes and start prepping outfits in January, Coachella's in April, just to make sure they have the best outfit, get the best picture, and have people continuously talking about them because of how great they look for all the weekends. If you search on YouTube, people dedicate whole entire series called What I'm Planning for Coachella, planning Coachella outfits, prepping for Coachella, Coachella glow up, blah blah blah. People doing the most to just plan and prep for this event when they know good and well the only thing they're gonna leave with are dusty lungs, blisters on their foot, and some severe sunburns, because they're spending hours and hours in the desert just for vlog content or just for a good photo op. But like I said, these influencers are willing to do anything because Coachella was the place to be. It was the place you wanted to be seen at. You got so many cool points just for being there, just for being associated with that hype and the lore of the festival, being around all the celebrities and stuff like that. And that too, like, the festival isn't cheap either. Like, those tickets are very expensive, so it's also like, oh, you got money, like you going to Coachella, even though most of them started to get like flown out for free. But that's another conversation for another day. But everyone knows once something is too common, it immediately becomes uncool. To be rare but to still be on the side of desirability is the basis for what makes a lot of standards today, and that goes from beauty all the way to what university you want to go to. People know how hard it is to get into places like Yale, Penn State, USC, but they're still going to try and apply because the chance of getting accepted is something they want to brag about, because those are really hard schools to get into, and those schools are associated with the best of the best in terms of academics. The pattern of beauty standards over the years is interesting because whatever is the most common and the most easy for people to get is the antithesis of what the beauty standard is. The harder it is, the more people want it, the more people see it as beautiful, because it's kind of like finding a needle in the sand. The harder it is to achieve, the harder it is to attain, the more people want it, just for bragging rights, just for status, just to say they've got it, because people are envious of the fact that they have it, because it's so hard to get in the first place. According to a 2021 research article posted by the Boston University School of Hospitality Administration, done by PhD holders Lu Zhang of Michigan State U and Wei Wei of University of Central Florida. Very sorry if I said their names wrong. A quote from their article reads, "For traditional celebrity endorsement, ineffectiveness occurs when there's too much celebrity overexposure exposure that causes the tie between the celebrity and the endorsed entity no longer special, when consumers are simply not a fan of the concept of celebrity endorsement, when celebrities are involved in scandals, crimes, or other negative behaviors that could create societal damage, or when traditional celebrity endorsement does not create an engaging relationship between the brand and consumers as social media influencers do today. Now, keep that quote, remember it, because everything I'm going to say henceforth is always going to relate right back to that. Before the rise of social media, the only time we would see celebrities were because of paparazzi or shows like TMZ, for example. It was very rare to see a celebrity on the occasion, on the go, casually, because no one was posting where they were everywhere, unless it was against their will by paparazzi and pop culture news outlets and articles. These days, influencers post everything. They tweet everything. We see and know of everything they do, not only just because of their personability in comparison to mainstream and A-list celebrities, but because we see it and engage with it all of the time. Again, one of the things that makes something so desirable is the lack of it. So all of the things that we used to know and love and dream of in terms of the celebrity lifestyle, it doesn't seem as interesting to us anymore because we see it all the time. It's no longer a dream because we know exactly what it is, even though we're not in their shoes. People just share so much and share all sides of what they experience that we know so much as if we were in the industry with them. And that's all because online influencers have just oversaturated their presence by sharing their lifestyle and sharing all these things with the public that we wouldn't know otherwise if it was just up to paparazzi or something like TMZ or the news that would share that back in the day. Now, all you need is a phone. And again, that goes back to the Boston University research article that says ineffectiveness occurs. There's too much celebrity overexposure. It lost its specialty. It lost its oomph. With influencers, it seems like everything becomes so extravagant to the point it's impractical. It's no longer realistic. You've got people wearing full outfit ensembles you would see on the red carpet in the middle of the desert. People engaging in performative activism just to be seen on the right side of history when they don't actually care what the thing they're advocating for. And making their world seem so out of reach. Throwing luxury brands, throwing huge houses, throwing brand deals, PR, all in the name of content and capital because they make so much money. Those brands make so much money using these influencers off of us regular people wanting to live the life that they live, having the things that they have, being who they are. And they know this. The influencers themselves know this because as much as you see those Coachella vlogs, for example, being posted on YouTube, people always talk about Coachella and how much it sucks, how it's overrated, how it's overhyped, but they still continue to go every year because they want a good Instagram photo. This brand wants to send them out, so they go. They go solely for the incentive and not because they actually want to be there. It feels like people know Coachella now more for like fashion and influencers and who's going rather than people actually going to enjoy the music, like with other music festivals. For example, like Rolling Loud. People I see who go to Rolling Loud for the music, not just to step out in your freshest fit. Obviously you can get dressed, you know, in things you wouldn't normally wear for an event like that, but like you hear that if you hear anything at all about the music, and it comes off very ingenuine because we know damn well you're not going to listen to this artist. You just try to step out. And again, it just comes off very cheap and tacky when you have people who are more famous than you, who have more money than you, trying to not be seen stepping out the way you are as an online influencer, because all these online people care about is just like being the ruler of the desert, being the talk of the town, getting the headlines, being at the top of the best dressed list. The mainstream people are subduing themselves because they don't want to be associated with the loudness and tackiness that is now the online influencer these days. Another event that easily comes to mind when I talk about this is the Met Gala. The 2021 Met, we saw lots of influencers but I don't even think it's the fact that influencers are there that people are irritated about, and this not only goes for the Met Gala, I think it goes for just everything. There are some influencers who genuinely do transcend the online world and make it into mainstream status. For example, at the 2021 Met, we saw Emma Chamberlain, Nikki Tutorials. We've seen Liza Koshy there like 2 or 3 times, I think. And I think the reason why people aren't mad hearing about influencers like that at the event is because they don't seem out of place in comparison to their mainstream celebrity counterparts. These are people whose virality online cemented them not only a mainstream spot of success, but a respected mainstream spot in success. They took themselves seriously as online creators and built themselves serious online careers. So because they respect themselves, the industry does as well. That's why people don't throw a hissy fit when they see Emma Chamberlain or someone like Nikki Tutorials at an event where Zendaya is attending, because they have a similar level of respect in the industries that they're in. On the contrary, seeing a James Charles, a Nikita Dragon, Dixie D'Amelio, or Addison Rae at such a high profile event doesn't make sense to people people because what did they do to deserve to be there? Again, it just seems like they're very out of place, like they don't belong there. To a lot of people, their impact online hasn't made as much of a presence. Their place in the industry, sure, a lot of people might know them, but it's not on the same level of respect as a mainstream A-lister celebrity. And in cases like James or Nikita, they have endless scandals, controversies, one of them be committing crimes on the regular, and they just don't have good personalities that are good for PR in any sense. And again, going back to the Boston University article quote, when celebrities are involved in scandals, crimes, or other negative behaviors that could create societal damage, ineffectiveness of celebrity endorsement occurs. Now me relating my points back to my thesis. A lot of being a celebrity is being able to hold and embody the lore that is persuasion. You want people to believe that you have the qualities and attributes that put you in the room with the big dogs, that you belong there. This is otherwise known as star power. According to a 2010 journal done by Vincent P. Magnini, my sources will be down below and on the screen, on identifying the attributes of an effective restaurant chain endorser. One of the most important qualities that makes a good endorser that is guaranteed to have an influence on the masses is their notoriety. And this is not only notoriety in the sense of how many professionals want to work with you, trust you, and believe in you, but it also is the notoriety of the people. How many regular people, irrelevant to how many brand deals and sponsorships that you've gotten, trust, believe, and want to see you succeed just as a person, not as a celebrity. If you're a fan of someone, if you admire someone, the only thing that you want to see for this person is to see them succeed. And we as fans of whoever is in question want to be proud that we support you. Just as much as fans want to be proud that they're supporting someone, brands also want to be proud that they're associating with someone who has so many people admiring them and wanting to see them do well and succeed. If you're only acting and playing the part of a celebrity while not actually possessing the genuine star power that comes with being a genuine celebrity, you come off just as phony as your phony act is to the regular people and to brands and companies. And that relates back to the lack of engaging relationship between brand, endorser, and consumers that causes for ineffectiveness of celebrity exposure and endorsements that was mentioned in the Boston University article that I'm using as my thesis for this entire freaking video. Celebrities can be influencers, but not all influencers are celebrities, and this is especially true in the scope of the internet. There are so many content creators on various platforms who have hundreds of thousands and even millions of followers, but the average person wouldn't even know of these people because the internet and being online still is such a very niche thing to be part of. There are so many channels on YouTube I've seen who have millions and millions and millions of subscribers in like different countries that I've never heard of, but they're still very successful in their realm of work and what they do. But again, because we're kind of in this bubble of a niche that is the internet and internet culture and social media, your scope of reach can still be very limited to just the internet, and it can be really hard to break into that mainstream success that is also respected by those mainstream celebrities, A-listers, and that whole entire world, despite how many followers you have, despite how many views you have. And it doesn't help either that in the past 2 years since the pandemic happened, the chokehold celebrities have had on the general public has significantly subsided, and the view of them has soured. The idea of the mainstream celebrity, their lifestyle, their opinions, and who they are has declined because of how huge we all finally realized the gap is between us and them. And it wasn't cool for them to shove that in our faces even more when people are going through probably one of the hardest times of their lives these days. Being that you have influencers, many of them being very problematic in their own ways, standing in the same rooms and sitting at the same tables as these mainstream A-listers who've already fallen out of public favor, it doesn't help the brand and the lore of the celebrity life and the celebrity lifestyle anyway. Why would people even want to be associated with people who seem so self-centered, out of touch, and seem like shitty people in general? In short, everyone sucks because everyone lost their credibility. Anyway, that is all I've got for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little commentary. Hopefully it wasn't too long. I'm trying to get better at like scripting these out so I don't like jumble my words the whole time. But please let me know what you think. How do you think influencers have affected the celebrity world? If you're new to my channel, what's up? My name is Arlene St. Cyr. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I really appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Below, I'm gonna have all my social medias. I'm at Arlene St. Cyr on everything. I'll also have a cup of coffee link if you want to send more support to to this channel and this video, but your viewership is more than enough to me, so thank you for watching. Again, thank you so much to Rose Forever New York for sponsoring this video, and please use the first link in the description and use code ERLAINE25 for $25 off of your order. Get something for Mother's Day, or just get a gift for somebody you love, or even for yourself. As always, I love and appreciate you guys so much. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.